Kingston SDS2 512 with the BMPCC BlackMagic Pocket Cinema Camera. So I bought a bunch of Kingston Canvas Select Plus 512GB cards. To make it live fun, the seller screwed up, shipped me 5 correct cards and 1 silly card, which I have no use for. So that I will have to get the seller to fix. Anyway, reasons for buying this card: it's compatible with the BlackMagic Pocket Cinema Camera. It's a camera with some... It's a bit choosy with which cards it accepts. It also can deal with BlackMagic RAW, which we'll talk a little bit more about. The original RAW with CinemaDNG. The cards are fairly cheap, so not crazy expensive. And these cards are easily accessible, possible to purchase from local distributors, so super trivial to order them and have the cards at your door a couple of days later. Especially if you're in Europe with less selections than United States or Asia, it's quite nice to be able to order locally, I think. So regarding the RAW format on the BlackMagic Pocket Cinema Camera, this is CinemaDNG. The camera supports up to 30 frames per second, and it's able to handle it with these cards. This is a bit of an insane format with 2 megabytes per frame. At 30 FPS you get about 57 megabytes per second, or translated to megabits, we get 456 megabit per second approximately. So the data rates are a bit insane. And one thing which makes this file format especially hard for many cards is that each frame is stored in its own file. This has historically meant that cards which on paper are by far fast enough to handle the data rates have been unable to handle this file format because many cards are not built to be able to constantly start on new small files. So the new BlackMagic RAW format, which like append to a big continuous files, that's much easier for most cards to handle. But yeah, so CinemaDNG, that's a bit hard to handle. I kind of doubt I ever will use raw CinemaDNG because the ProRes looks really good from this camera, and I'm not really a DP. I'm much more recording conferences and so. So on these cards, I expect that I will be able to get about 13 hours on ProRes LT, which should be sufficient for a 2-day conference, especially if you have some smaller cards as a backup. So yeah. So basically I let the cameras run for, I think the recording is about 30 minutes, and then I didn't bother continue anymore. I expect this will work very great, since the smaller cards have worked great for others, and I just wanted to show that it works with the 512 gigabyte cards. But me personally, I will probably use it with ProRes LT, not the CinemaDNG, but it makes me a little bit happy that I got cards which can actually use this feature. Maybe I will use it once or twice in the future just for fun, but yeah. Alright, so initial test, ran it with CinemaDNG. It just kept recording forever, and I turned it off when I got bored. So I expect this card will work great for anyone who actually wants to use the CinemaDNG function. All right. I think that's about it. Any questions, put them in the comments. Otherwise, thanks for tuning in. Bye-bye.